Hello, my name is Marinopoulou Panagiota. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Alicante, and this presentation is about my research proposal. Before we begin, I would like to mention that I'm very glad to be part of this symposium that will take place in July 2022. As I mentioned before, I am a first-year candidate at the University of Alicante, and I think that it's very important to present to you some few words about me as a candidate. First of all, I was born in 1989 in Katerini, in North Greece, and in 2015 I graduated of the physics department of the Faculty of Sciences at the Aristoteli University of Thessaloniki in Greece. After, in 2017, I took my master degree in education sciences, especially in special education at the University of Nicosia in Cyprus, where I postgraduated my second master degree in 2021 with the title of Teaching Mathematics and Physical Sciences at the University of Nicosia in Cyprus. Again, I have been teaching since 2018, especially sciences courses such as maths, physics, biology, etc., to students with special needs in public schools in secondary education in Greece. Especially in the last 2 years, 2020-2022, my work concerns the support of teaching sciences courses to students with vision problems, visually impaired people, etc. I'm also a part of their support and their inclusion in school, which is a very important thing for me as a teacher. Also, I have attended many educational seminars on special education all these years and the modern teaching methods. But then, what is the purpose of my research? The object of the research concerns specifically the role of differentiated instruction for visually impaired students in the modern inclusive school. But let's see what exactly differentiated instruction means. What is differentiated instruction or education for school, for public school? What means for us? Differentiated instruction may mean teaching the same material to all students using a variety of instructional strategies, or it may require the teacher to deliver lessons at varying levels of difficulty based on the ability of each student. We teach the way that student learned. That's what basically differentiate means in education. How can we differentiate? And specifically, how can we differentiate a visually impaired student? Let's see, what's the way? To answer this question, first of all, it's very important for us, for our research, to investigate the present situation in educational process in secondary education. What happens? To succeed this, we will focus in two different objects. Students, and the other object is teachers. Regarding the students, what is going on? It's necessary to investigate first the quality of education they get in the present school. We will observe and notify the way they get the access to the knowledge inside the classroom. Is it effective? How do the students respond to this? Do they have access to textbook or instructional materials designed especially for visually impaired students? Do they have textbooks written in Braille or audiobooks or e-text? What about the technology and special equipment used by students? Is it available for use in present school? All these are things, are information that we want to learn. We want to see what's going on in public schools, in secondary education, as far as students, as far as teachers, what is going on. First of all, it is necessary to investigate the bond between students and teachers. And what do we mean when we mention the bond between students and teachers? Are they close to students? Teachers, are they close to students? Do they know the problems? Do they know the feelings? What are their problems? Do they understand them? Secondly, it's very important to check the awareness of teacher in this kind of education in modern school. And that means, are they properly educated? Do they know what they have to do? Do they know the best way in order to teach this kind of people, this kind of students? These are some questions that we want to learn the answer by the end of this research. Furthermore, we will try to find the strategies that are used in order to teach them in general school. What is going on as far as the used strategies? This we will be checked in future. In conclusion, what do we expect by the end of this research? What are the results of this research? With the present research, we want to check, we expect to check three very important things. First, reveal. Second, approach. Third, investigate. Reveal the problems and the difficulties of teaching science to blind or visually impaired people in general education. What is going on in schools about this kind of people? Secondly, approach the educational methods that are used to support visually impaired students according to differentiated instruction. And third, investigate the level of understanding and application of differentiated teaching practices in secondary school for teachers. And that is very important for us to see what is going on as far as teacher concerns, to see what they understand and what they do in practice. These are the areas of our research in order to have a complete picture of the current situation in school for visually impaired students and the way they get the access to the educational system, etc. Well, in order to get access to all this very useful information that I presented you before, it's very important for me to inform you also about all the other significant part of my research, such as the methodology I will use, the research sample, the educational tools for data collection, etc. First of all, the necessary methodology research, which is a mixed quantitative and qualitative survey that will be conducted. The research sample. The research sample is public schools of general education in secondary education. What are the necessary educational tools for the data collection? As I mentioned before, we focus on the observation of the educational process in secondary education today. So, we will use notebooks, daily, weekly, monthly, in order to observe the classroom. Interviews, properly designated questionnaires, and of course, the list of necessary educational tools will be modified at the future depending on the development of the results. How can we differentiate a visually impaired student? Because we talked so much about the situation that happens but how can we differentiate the visually impaired students? To answer this question, we will try to find the ways that can be effective in the way that visually impaired students learn. Some strategies for differentiated instruction in project-based learning include differentiate through teams, mini lessons, center resources, voice and choice product, balance teamwork and individual work, or more strategies for getting notes presented during a lesson. For example, an electronic copy of notes, shared notes recorded by a peer. Also, plan in advance the materials and the resources who will be helpful in daily lessons. Ensure availability in the students' appropriate alternate format at the same time as they side-seat peers in order not to feel alone in the classroom. Also, use other tools helpful for visually impaired peoples in order to access the knowledge, for example, large print or braille or bullet boards, etc. All this we will see what will happen inside the classroom. Of course, the contact between parents and teacher is very, very, very important, and all we need is to know what's going on between them and how we want to help them, both parents and teachers. After all, we could offer them additional time for tests and homework, which is very important in order to feel equal with other students in the classroom. And finally, we could use other evaluation methods more familiar to visually impaired students, such as oral rather than written tests. And this is all that I would like to present you about my research. And in order to finish my presentation, I would like to present you my research schedule, which is the information which is exactly what we can see. For example, the bibliographic review and compilation of a questionnaire by the September of 2022, conducting my research 10th of 2022 till the June of 2023. I will hopefully record my results the next July until December 2023. After all, I will try to write my research result and submit my proposals by the June of 2024, and all the other actions that will be needed will take place by the end of 2024. Of course, the research schedule will be modified if it is necessary, but the expected total will be 3 years. I hope to last till 2024. Thank you for your time. I'm glad to be part of this symposium again. Thank you for your time.